Hello everyone, and welcome back to our weekly series of Is the Shrine Worth It? The series where we have a look at the Shrine of Secrets and see what perks are really worth your 2,000 iridescent shards each. Unfortunately yesterday, Behaviour did a big oopsie and they gave us the most insane shrine ever. However, that shrine was only up for about 10 minutes and they've replaced it with this one. That previous shrine was probably the best shrine we could ever hope for, and I think that they knew that, so they got rid of it and they gave us something so much more mediocre. I'm going to give this shrine a 3 out of 10. We have perks from Kate, the Executioner, Billy and Jane. Those perks are Boil Over, Forced Penance, Lightborn and Poised. Let's get into the survivor perks first. Our first survivor perk is Boil Over. Your struggling effects on the killer are increased by 80%. You obscure the killer's ability to see hooks within 16 meters. You gain 33% of current wiggling progress when the killer drops from a great height. This is what it looks like in game. I'm going to give Boil Over an 8 out of 10. This is a super strong perk. It doesn't need to be in another build, but if you wanted to add it to one of those builds where you try and get pallet stuns a lot, this is really good for that. Unfortunately, even though it's very strong, it is not from a licensed survivor, so do not pick this up in the shrine. Just buy Kate as a full, as she's got really good perks. She's a very strong survivor to pick up. Go and pick her up and get all 3 of her perks instead. Our next survivor perk is Poised. When first starting repairing a generator, reveal the killer's aura for 6 seconds. When a generator is completed, you leave no scratch marks for 14 seconds. This is what it looks like in game. I'm going to give Poised a 5 out of 10. I really don't think it's that bad of a perk. I mean, it's not amazing, but it does give you information, and once you're done with the gen, it kind of leaves you totally silent unless you are injured. It synergizes quite well with the Eyes of Belmont, which gives you more aura reading, which is not always bad. However, I don't really see much of a place for it in a build. Maybe a really competitive build where the actual seconds of when you're on a gen really matter, but most people aren't playing this game competitively like that. Whether you think it's good or bad, Jane is one of the first survivors to have come out in this game. It is 100% way better for you to go and pick Jane up, buy her as a full character, and get all 3 of her perks instead of going anywhere near her stuff in the shrine. Do not pick this up in the shrine. Let's move on to the killer perks. Our first killer perk is Forced Penance. Survivors who take a protection hit are inflicted with the Broken status effect for 80 seconds. Broken prevents survivors from healing. This is what it looks like in game. I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10 because I think it's situationally very strong. There are certain killers like Ghostface who can mark survivors and put specific debuffs on them. A lot of survivors will try and get in the way of you and that survivor, and they will try and take those protection hits. This completely disincentivizes it. So I can see a world where Forced Penance is actually very good on someone like Ghostface. I don't see this being particularly strong on other killers though, because not every survivor is going to be jumping in front of you for no reason. It's very specific. On top of this being a pretty niche but pretty good perk, this is from the Executioner, and he is licensed. Thank goodness they gave us something in this shrine. 100% I would say this is worth picking up, as the only other way you're going to be able to is if you buy the Executioner in full and level him up with real money. Our fourth and final perk is Lightborn. You are immune to blindness caused by flashlights, firecrackers, flashbangs and blast mines. Survivors that attempt blinding you have their aura revealed for 10 seconds. This is what it looks like in game. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10 in terms of its strength. Lightborn is absolutely a crutch and something that really skilled players do not require, because you can just turn your model of your character in a certain way and you it's just almost impossible to get any kind of blindness on you. In saying that, it's a very strong crutch. If you're new to the game, or if you don't know what angles people can come at you with, this will absolutely save you. It also, if you're having a bad day, run Lightborn and no one can hurt you. It is just basically a shield for you. On top of that, the aura reading is actually pretty freaking good, so I would say it's worth running in pretty much any build. You don't need to have anything else to make it work. Unfortunately though, Hillbilly is part of their base game, so do not spend any shards on this, just go and level Hillbilly up and you'll get this for free. So to recap, this week we only want one perk, and that is Forced Penance. All three of the other perks, Boilover, Lightborn and Poised, we want to stay away from because they're just not worth it, or they're already part of your game and you just need to level them up. Thank you for watching. I'm really sorry for the shrine that we thought we had, but then we ended up having this. I will see you next week for hopefully a much better one. Bye bye.